Hi, this is Cheryl with the Cut at Home design team. I'm here today with an Easter cross. This is made featuring a die by Elizabeth Craft Designs. This is the Garden Notes Pansy die. It's part of the Susan's Garden collection. I just love these dies. They make beautiful, beautiful flowers, and they're really, really simple to use. So let me first show you how I assembled the cross, and then we'll go over how to complete those flowers. First of all, I started out with a plain wooden cross like this. You can purchase one at almost any craft store. The next thing I did was paint it. You can see here I painted it an off-white color to match the twine that I was going to use. That way if there's any spots in between the twine, it just looks more consistent and you don't see, for example, there's a little bald spot right there, but it doesn't really stand out because it's painted the same color as the twine I was using. Wrapping the cross is fairly easy. First of all, I want to go to the back side and put a layer of Angel Craft adhesive, the 1/2 inch, on each of the 4 sides. I'm going to leave the liner tape on there until I'm ready to wrap that particular arm, but I'm going to start out on one side or the other, whichever is most convenient for you. I'm going to leave a long tail on the back. I would have removed the liner from my tape here, and I'm going to start wrapping from the outside edge and just wrap toward the center. Now I'm not going to wrap terribly well here because I want to show you quickly. You don't need to see a 15-minute video of me wrapping the cross, but I'm going to wrap toward the center, and then once I get to the center, I'm going to go out and I'm going to bring the twine across to the other arm. And you can flip it over at this point if it's easier. You want to remove that liner tape here so that the tape will stick, the adhesive will stick the twine in place there. And again, wrap this side and keep going. You're going to do this to the center, and then you're going to wrap either the top or the bottom. So you're always wrapping from the ends in. That'll give you a nicer finished result with this. You can see from the back, you don't see those drag marks where I drag the thread particularly, but this side looks a whole lot better than this side. It's really hard to get those ends consistent if you don't start there and wrap toward the center. Then once I got to the center, I sort of crisscrossed, after everything else was wrapped, I crisscrossed 2 or 3 times in the center, and then with my end I just tried to bury it under, and I layered a lot of liquid glue on and just let it dry. That's going to keep all that twine from raveling out. So very, very simple to paint and wrap that cross, and then it's ready to be decorated. My little Easter Joy is a die cut. What I did with that is cut it out, I think 6 times, glue them all together so I have a little dimension going on with that, as opposed to just having one flat piece of cardstock that may not look so well. I didn't like it just the flat sort of purple color that I used, so I added a little pan pastel just to give a little color variation and make it show up a little better. Now for the flowers. The flowers were actually very, very easy. There's 5 different petals on a pansy. You can see them there. When we cut them out, these are the purple ones, the center petals and the bottom petal. These are leaves, and of course the stem with the leaf. Here they are cut out. The top 2 you would cut out of purple if you're doing the purple and yellow pansy, as you saw me demonstrate here. What I did is I added a little bit of yellow pan pastel at the bottom, and then I took a fine line purple marker and I added some lines here. On pansies, you'll notice there are, what appear to be lines. And so that finished it off color-wise. For my yellow petals, the large ones, I added some purple pan pastel, and then again I took my purple marker, added some lines. The same thing with the 2 side petals here. There wasn't so much of a need to do anything with the green pieces, the stem and the leaf, although you can add a little bit of a bright green pan pastel to sort of enhance that a little bit. What you do want to do is take a small stylus and go ahead and put some leaf marking. So you're going to put in your center vein and a couple of little offshoots there on the one in the center. Then I'm just going to take and sort of fold it up to give it some dimension. You can do a lot with paper just with your fingers. You don't necessarily have to use tools. I'm going to do the same thing for each of the leaves, same as you saw me do there. Do the veins and the leaves. Shaping the petals for the flower couldn't be easier. I'm using a ball tip stylus here. It's actually easier if you have the loop stylus. If you have that, you're just going to pull down from the leaf toward the center. You do not want to hold the petals in place at all. That you lose some dimension somehow when you do that. So again, I'm using a fair amount of pressure to just pull outward toward the center. And you can see I've got my purple petals all cupped up there. For my larger petal, same thing. I'm going to use my ball stylus, work from the outside toward the center. If you see it getting a little wrinkled up on the outside, first of all, I don't worry about that too much. But you can also, just sort of cruise around the outside and smooth it out with your ball stylus. But then you want to come and pull towards center again because you want to keep that good dimension going on. And then my last piece, the two side petals, again, I want to work from the outside in. So just keep working it until you feel like you have a nice amount of dimension, then go to the other side. And it's super, super easy. That's all you need to do for dimension. You're going to use a liquid glue like this Scotch quick drying tacky adhesive to put the pieces together, but I'm going to lay my stem down. I'm going to glue on top of that the purple. I guess I better glue it or it's not going to stay for you. Sometimes it's easier to just put a wad of glue out on a piece of paper and dip the pieces into, because these get a little bit tiny. We'll lay the center petals in, and then I'm going to add a little glue to my larger petal and just lay that one down. Oops. I didn't have quite enough to hold my centers in place there. You do want to make sure you're not sticking to your underneath paper if you want to pick it up and use it for something else. You can see that you need to put a center in the middle of your pansies. I use the Liquid Pearls by Ranger. It was very weird. It is this bright yellow color, but somehow it turned green on me, so I'm not quite sure why that happened. There are other products. The Paper Pearls by Viva Decor maybe are a little better. They tend to not have the pearlescent shine, and so they end up being a more solid color. But you want something a little yellow in the center to give you a nice center button. But do wait until your glue dries, which is why I'm not doing that. With your side leaves, again, you would add the veins and stems. Go ahead and add a little glue and glue those in place too. And you've got your pansy completed. Now I did find the need to put a little bit of green behind, so I chose the Marianne, this is Tiny's Fern, to just lay lay behind the pansies on the cross to add some filler, to add some more green, and give a nice appearance. Lay them out till you're happy and then attach them. I kind of gathered my stems at the bottom and put this little bow on the top. So a super, super simple project. Again, I love these Garden Notes dies by Elizabeth Craft. Nice, nice flowers, super easy to assemble. Thanks for watching. Bye.